Age verification is spreading and it's spreading fast. So, the California governor Gavin Newsom on Monday, which is today, actually just required a law for device makers like Apple and Google to check users' ages online. As we all know, Google has already been pushing age verification through YouTube, but now they're going to be required to do it through Google Play in California. And it is not just the state of California doing this, it is spreading all across the US and will most likely spread all across the world. Major tech firms were buying into this, including Google, Meta, OpenAI, and Snap. So, yeah, basically, a lot of the major tech firms just folded and they're like, all right, fine, we'll just go ahead and listen to you guys. Utah and Texas are passing a bunch of age verification laws as well, and they're still talking about protecting the kids. But for California, the good news is this actually doesn't require any photo ID uploads. The parents themselves just put the age into Apple or Google or whatever. I don't think this applies to Utah and Texas, though. I believe you do have to provide a photo ID or government ID or whatever over there. So in California, the parents are going to be inputting the kids' ages when setting up a smartphone, tablet, or laptop, and then they require device makers like Apple and Google to group users into one of 4 age brackets. Device makers must make the information available to apps like Facebook and Instagram, and app developers must request ages for their users. Motion Picture Association, which represents major film studios including Amazon and Netflix, had urged Newsom to reject Wick's bill, claiming device-based age checks create confusion when parents and kids use separate streaming profiles under one account. This was a big problem that a lot of people were having on YouTube too. What if you share a YouTube account with your parents and they watch a bunch of adult type videos and you watch Cocomelon? What are they going to determine your account to be? So that's actually a pretty legitimate criticism from Motion Picture Association. But the person who made the law, however, argued her measure doesn't prevent parents from creating kid-friendly streaming profiles. Wicks also previously said that she would work with the MPA and Netflix next year to explore new legislation addressing their concerns. As for Texas, it's a lot more strict than California. And by the way, before I read this, I know a lot of you guys are thinking, oh, it's cool. I don't live in California. I don't live in Texas or Utah. We're good. It's not going to affect me. Well, the majority of us didn't live in the UK, and the UK is where all this age verification thing started, so don't be surprised if it spreads to wherever you live as well. But yeah, starting next year, Texas will require companies like Apple and Google to verify the ages of people that use their app stores. Apple shared today how it's going to comply. Starting January 1st, 2026, anyone trying to make a new Apple account must confirm if they are over 18, and any users under 18 must join a family sharing group. Parents and guardians will also be required to give their consent for users under 18 to download apps or to make in-app purchases. So let that sink in. If you are under 18 in Texas, pretty soon you're going to need your parents' permission to download an app from the App Store. I mean, that is insane. Developers will also have to make changes to comply with the law. Apple already offers a declared age range API that developers can implement to ask users their general age, and the API will be updated in the coming months to provide the required age categories for new accounts users in Texas, Apple says. Apple is also launching new APIs later this year that will enable developers, when they determine a significant change is made to their app, to invoke a system experience to allow the user to request that parental consent be reobtained. So basically, if your app changes to be more mature or whatever, it might be something where you need to get parental consent more than once. Utah and Louisiana have passed similar laws, and Apple says that similar requirements will come into effect later next year. Google has also shared guidance about how it will support Google Play developers ahead of the age verification laws going into effect. Apple apparently has pushed back on this specific law, with CEO Tim Cook calling Texas Governor Greg Abbott to try and get changes to Texas SB 2420 bill. While we share the goal of strengthening kids' online safety, we are concerned that SB 2420 impacts the privacy of users by requiring the collection of sensitive, personally identifiable information to download any app, even if a user simply wants to check the weather or sports scores, Apple says in today's notice. Totally agree. I mean, basically what they're saying is, hey, you need to go ahead and provide us some sort of photo ID for age verification if you want to download apps on Apple. I don't know though. I don't remember anybody's data getting leaked for having to provide ID verification to use an app. Oh yeah. So yeah, a few days ago, for those of you guys that don't know, Discord got hacked. Discord is pretty much the biggest voice communication service out there, and they confirmed that 70,000 government IDs have been exposed in their breach, and hackers are posting people's age verification selfies online. Oh yeah, that definitely seems really safe. You know, I'm really glad that Discord is requiring ID age verification, and I'm really glad that they were able to keep their services very, very strict and safe, so nobody's IDs have been breached and their privacy hasn't been breached. Oh, just kidding. Now those hackers have access to tens of thousands of people's age, name, everything, and they just expect us to hand over this type of information, and they're like, oh, don't worry, just trust us, we'll keep your stuff safe. Yes, I understand it's not their fault that they got hacked, and I know that any website or service can get hacked, but the idea of you guys having our government information to begin with is concerning, because you guys can get hacked at any time. I don't give a shit if my Discord gets hacked and they get my password or my username or whatever. But if I have my government ID uploaded on Discord, yeah, that's going to really suck. Because now they're going to know me and they can sell my information and I'll be pretty much screwed. I can get my identity stolen. So I don't think these guys actually understand why we hesitate so much to hand over our government IDs. If this type of stuff was foolproof and you could give us a guarantee that our information will be safe, I'm sure a lot of people would be more willing to hand over their ID. But even then, people just don't like other people to have information about them. And I'm definitely one of those people. So when these states constantly have the balls to be like, oh yeah, just go ahead and hand over your ID. Don't worry, we'll keep that stuff safe. I don't think they understand how foolish they look when their stuff ends up getting hacked. And remember, Discord, like I said, is one of the biggest voice communication services out there, if not the biggest right now. So I'm sure they have great security. I'm sure they were very difficult to hack, but it doesn't matter. If people want your information and they know that this service has everybody's government IDs, they are more susceptible to getting hacked because it's a gold mine. If somebody wants to hack Discord and they have everybody's government IDs, they're gonna be like, oh dude, I can just get all the IDs and sell all that stuff. I do like that Apple is at least a little apprehensive to follow this law, but I know that they're gonna essentially have to. So I really hope that more lawmakers look at this type of stuff and be like, well, hey, we shouldn't have to give over our government ID though. Say what you want about California, but at least in their age verification law, they're not requiring you to hand over an ID. They just require your parents to put your age in for you. I mean, that is way better than being forced to hand over a government ID or you just lose all your services on whatever you're using. I mean, that's really where the outrage is to begin with. I think we all agree that we would like the internet to be safer for kids. Everyone understands that. But the reason why all the comments, and I'm sure my comments right now will be filled with people saying it was never for the kids, is because we understand that when you're asking us to hand over an ID, all you guys want is our information. It has nothing to do with protecting kids. When services end up getting hacked, it's us that suffers, not the government, not these services. It's us that suffers. We are the ones that lose all of our information. And like this article points out, I mean, that was the most controversial part of UK's age gating rules. All the California government lawmaker is saying is for parents to input their kids' ages when setting up a smartphone. I mean, that seems fair enough to me. Don't force us to hand over an ID, though. I don't want that type of information to be on the internet, and I certainly don't want it to be with things like Discord or the T app. Do you guys remember the T app? That was that app where like women can go ahead and like rate the guys in their area for like how good they are to date or whatever. But to require that everybody on the app is women or whatever, they like required IDs or something like that, and bam, it got hacked, and now all their information is public. It's just crazy, man, that they don't understand why we are hesitant to give over our information. So I'm glad that at least the California lawmakers, like I said, say what you want about them, at least they're going ahead and respecting the fact that we shouldn't be forced to hand over our ID. Hopefully more people look at how California did it and they can look to implement something similar like that, because at the end of the day, nobody anywhere wants to hand over an ID to anything, especially not to things that you can just get frivolously hacked like the T app or Discord and all that type of stuff. But yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts on the situation in the comments. So age verification is just spreading rapidly. Have you been hit by age verification on YouTube? Did your Discord get hacked or were you part of the data breach? Let me know in the comments below. And also guys, I've gotten a bunch of comments rapidly once again saying that a lot of people have been getting unsubscribed. So let me know if you've been unsubscribed or if you think the content is just garbage nowadays. Just let me know what's going on. So if you guys could like and subscribe and leave a comment, I would appreciate it. But yeah, take care of yourselves and I will see you guys next time.